Different between private company and public company? Answer. Introduction. When a ownership restricted to a few members is considered as private company. This type of company formed with minimum 2 members, maximum should not above 50. It is called as private company. In the public company, minimum 7 members, maximum members, there is no restriction. Sales of public can be transferred easily and quickly. It is known as public company. Nature. In the private company, minimum 2 members participate. In maximum should not exceed 50 above. Name. In the private company must use the word private limited at the end of its name. In the public company must use the word limited at the end of its name. Board of directors. There is 2 directors participate in private company. Maximum unlimited directors participate in private company. Retirement of directors. Directors need not to retire every year by the rotation. In the private company, but in the public company, one of the third year should retire every year by the rotation. Minimum subscription. There is no rule minimum of subscription in the private company. But in the public company it must secure minimum O subscription. Define sole proprietorship. Discuss its merits and demerits. Introduction. In this organization only one individual, he is the head of all affairs business, he makes all investments, he bear all risks, takes profits, business manage control himself or herself. The business is run with the help of his family members or paid employees. His liability is unlimited. Definition. Sole proprietorship is a form of a business organization. It is individual proprietor, it is supreme judge all matters for training to his business. Merits. Easy to form. It is very easy to single form business. The capital required is small. There are no legal formalities for starting the business. 2. Prompt decision, quick actions. The sole trader is dictator of his business. There is no need to consult anybody to take decision, so decision can be take quickly. 3. Incentive to work hard. The sole trader take the all profits. There is direct connection, so it is incentive for him to work hard. He manages the business to the best of his ability. Flexibility in operation. Changes in the business are necessary. Nature of the business can be changed easily according chargely market conditions. Business secrecy. Business secrets know to himself only, he need not to publish to the outsiders. He maintains business secrets. Contact with customers. It is easy to maintain personal contact with customers. He can know easily their tastes, likes, dislikes, and adjusts his operations accordingly. This results in increase of sales. Demerits. Limited resources. Resources of sole trader is limited. Whose sources of securing capital, personal savings, personal borrowing on personal securities. Hence he can bears very limited of capital. Instability. It has no separated legal status. The business and owner are inseparable one each other. The business comes to try to solo debts of the sole trader. Unlimited liability. Liability of sole trader is unlimited. The creditors can recover loans amounts not only from the business assets but also private property. Not suitable large-scale operations. Resources are limited, therefore it is suitable only for small business and not large scales. Limited managerial skills. The managerial ability is limited. A person may not be expert in all matters. Sometimes wrong decisions taken. Introduction. Partnership firm is an outcome agreement between 2 or more persons to share the profit loss among them. Definition of partnership. Partnership is act in the year of 1932 according to section 4. Partnership is relationship between 2 or more persons to agreed share profits of the business carried on by all for any one of them. Merits. Easy to form. A partnership firm can be formed easily without many legal formalities. Partnership firm not compulsory to get the firm registration. Simply it can be writing or oral. Availability of larger resources. Signs 2 or more persons join to start the partnership firm. It is possible more resources comparing with sole proprietorship firm. In the partnership firm each partner is right to take part of the management in the business. All decisions measure are taken with consult of all partners. Flexibility. Take better decision in the firm, each partner right to take part of the management in business. All decisions measure taken are with consult of all partners. Flexibility. Partnership firm is flexible organization. At any time partners can decide to change size, nature of business, area of operation after taking necessary consult of all partners. Sharing of risks. Losses of the firm or shares in the firm, all partners shares equally as for agreed ratio. 7. Specialization. All partners actively participate in business as for their specialization. Knowledge. Secrecy. Secrets of the firm known to the partners only, they no need to inform to the outsiders. Demerits. Unlimited liability. Liability of partnership is unlimited if the firm is in losses. In sometimes partners can be utilize their own properties also to run the business. Instability. Every partnership firm is uncertainty, death, insolvency, capacity of retirement. Any partner firm is bring to end. Limited capital liability. Total number of partners cannot exceed 20. There is no limit number of shareholders. Non-transferability. Share of interests. Any partner cannot be transferred to the other partners to the outsiders. Possibility of conflicts. In partnership firm each partner right to equal participate part of management. Sometimes any partner tells his opinions about any matter before the management, because these reasons sometimes quarrels, arguments creates in partnership firm. Conclusion. If the firm is getting profits each partner is shares equally. If the firm is in losses all partners responsibility for that. In sometimes their own properties also spent to run the business. Explain cooperative society features. Introduction. Cooperative society is voluntary association of persons who works together to promote their economics interests. The motto of cooperative society means all for each for all. The persons, those who want to work together with some common economics objective, can form a cooperative society. The persons, those who have some common economics objective, they can join in cooperative society. They can leave. Definition of cooperative society. According to H.Z. Kuntson, cooperative society is self-help as well as mutual help. It is joint effort. Those who are not strong financially cannot stand on their legs, therefore come together. Features. Voluntary association. Members jointly in cooperative society, voluntary by their own choice. The persons, those who have some common economics objective, they can join in cooperative society. They can leave as when they want. Open membership. Membership is open to all those having common economics interests. Any person can become a member irrespective of his or her creed, caste, color, religious. Number of members. Minimum 10 members are required to form of a cooperative society. In case of multi-cooperative society, number of members are 50. From each state individual. State control. Registration of cooperative society is compulsory. Every cooperative society comes under the supervision of government. Capital. Capital of cooperative society distribute by its members. Members' distribution is very limited. It is depend on loan from the government. Democratic setup. Cooperative society is managed in democratic manner. Every member is right to take part of management of society. Conclusion. Cooperative society include voluntary association, open membership, membership number of members, democratic setup. Cooperative society is very popular in villages. Memorandum of Association is chapter of the company. Memorandum of Association defines constitution, scope of powers. Memorandum of Association contains relationship between company outsiders. Name clause. A company can choose any name it's like, however it fulfills following conditions. Name of the company should not convey any connection or link with government department, local authority. Name of public company end with word limited. Name of private company end with private limited. This clause specified place, state in which registered office located. If registration of company not conform on the date of incorporation, it must inform within the 30 days. Objects clause. It is most important clause in Memorandum of Association. It defines powers of company, scope of the activities. Objects of company must be legal. Very clearly defines not conform on the date of incorporation. It must inform within the 30 days. Liability clause. It contains liability of nature of its members. Shares holders are not liable debts of the company. Capital clause. It contains capital structure of the company. The amount of capital is required by the company is stated in this clause. This called as authorized capital or register capital. Association clause. This clause contains names and signatory to the memorandum. The company must signed by at least 7 members in case of public company, there 2 members in case of private company. Each subscriber must take 1 share in the company. Conclusion. Memorandum of Association is constitution of the company. Chapter of the company. What is finance? Explain it needs and significant. Introduction. The term finance means money or funds. Finance means making money when it is needed. Finance means require money with the purpose of business. Finance is significant of modern business. Needs and significant. To need requirement of fixed capital, business to purchase fixed assets like land, building, plant and machinery, furniture, etc. Business require finance. To need working capital is using holding for current assets, stock of material, payment of wages, transport expenses. Growth expansion is require business finance. It is required to increase production. Tagification. Business finance started to any activity in business, etc. is dealing with tobacco, started etc. Kathaya hotel. We well shampoos, cosmetics, notes, books, stationery, entering into new businesses, new lines of activities. It is known as tagification. Survivable, to carry various business operations in continuity. Business finance needed. Without requirements, finance organization cannot survivable for long term. Liability. To need liability of business need long term or short term. The finance sufficient finance, example payments of loans, creditors. Payment of expenses, paying salary, wages, taxes, advertisements, rent is needed, therefore to executive various business finance is needed. Conclusion. The amount of business finance require for undertaken is determined size, nature of business. Fixed capital requirement. Answer. Fixed capital means to start the business. Funds are required to purchase fixed assets such as land, buildings, plant and machinery, furniture. This is known as fixed capital of the business enterprise. Working capital requirement means which is used holding current assets such as stock of material, bills receivable, meeting expenses, various factors. Those who are working in a place, remuneration, it is called as working capital. Salaries, wages, taxes, rent. The amount of working capital require where is from one business enterprise to another depending on various factors. Example, a boy distribute newspaper in a village. According to his work he gets remuneration salary once in a month. Difference between shares and debentures. Answer. Introduction. The capital obtained by is a share. It is called as share capital. Capital of a company is small units. It is known as shares. Each share is nominal value. The person divided into his holding share is it is called as shareholder. Meaning of debentures. Debentures are important instrument, long-term department capital. A company can raise funds through issue of debentures. Differences. Share is part of owner-owned capital. Shareholders are paid dividend on the shares held by them. Dividend is depend upon amount divisible profits, policy of board of directors. Shareholders are having voting right, they have control over the management of company. Shares are not redeemable during life of the company. Debentures. Debentures is acknowledge of department. Debentures holders are paid interest on debentures. Debentures holders are only creditors of the company. Debentures are payable. Debentures are redeemed after certain periods. 1. Introduction. Equity shares, preference shares. Introduction. Equity shares is most important source of raising long-term capital company. Preference shares is the capital raised by issue of preference shares. It is called preference shares. Different. Issue of the shares compulsory in equity shares. Issue of shares not compulsory in preference shares. Rate of dividend not fixed for equity shares. It is recommended by board of directors of the company. Rate of dividend prefixed recommunicated in preference shares. Voting right. Equity shareholders are real owners of the company having voting right. Preference shareholders do not have voting right. Risk. Equity share is high risky as comparing with preference shares. Preference shares less risky as comparing with equity shares. Scope of speculation. Scope of speculation is high in equity shares. There is no scope of speculation in preference. Bonus of shares. Bonus shares offered to equity shares. Bonus of shares not offered to preference shares. 1. What is meant by industry? Explain various types of industries with suitable examples. Answer. Meaning of industry. Industry refers to the production goods and services for the human material resources. Types of industries. Extractive industry. This industry mainly concerned to the extractive of raw material from air, earth, water, soil, etc. Agriculture, fishing, hunting, oil exploration are the examples of extractive industry. The products of such industry are used. Manufacturing industry or construction industry. Extractive industry is also exhaustive industry. Genetic industry. Genetic means heredity, parentage. This industry is engaged in reproduction or multiplication certain pieces like animals, plants. Objective of earning profit. Here human scales are required. Nas Aries capital breeding form are some of examples of genetic industry. Manufacturing industry. The term industry is used refers manufacturing industry. Because the bulk of requirements is fulfilled by the such industries. These industries are engaged in the conversion or transformation of raw material semi-finished production or into finished into production. These industries create form utility. Examples: sugar industries, cement industry, cotton, textile, oil industry, iron and steel industry, etc. The manufacturing industry divided following categories: 1. Analytical industry. 2. Processing industry. 3. Synthetic industry. 4. Assembling industry. Construction industry. It is engaged in the industry of construction of building, roads, dams, canals, etc. These industries use the product of extractive and manufacturing entries such as stones, bricks, cement, iron, steel, etc. Service industry. In modern times, service sector an important role in the development of nature, therefore it is named as service industry. The main industry which under the categories include hotel industry, tourism, entertainment industry, etc. Conclusion: industry is backbone of commerce and trade. Growth and development of trade and commerce depends on scope of 1. Defined business, according to L. H. Haney. Business means human activity whose objective is to create wealth through purchase goods and services. Business is an economic activity. It is concerned distribution of goods services with the aim of earning money. 2. What is the profession? Answer. Profession is an occupation which renders specialized, export and personalized. These services are based on professional educational knowledge, training, etc. Examples: lawyers, engineers, doctors, etc. 3. Defined employment. Any activity signed a person by the employer under an agreement or rules of services come under the employment. The agreement may be oral, written. Profession is self-employment. For performing such activities the employee receives remuneration in the form of wage, salary. Example: some specialized doctor are working in the corporate hospital for payment. 4. What is commerce? Commerce is an organized system for the exchange of goods between the members of industrial world. Commerce also can be classified as the sum total of those processes which are engaged in the removal, endurance, person, place, time, exchange of commodity. Commerce include trade and aids to trade. In fact, business is also part of commerce. What is trade? Trade is branch of commerce. It connects buying and selling of goods and services. An individual who does trade, he is called as trader. Trade transfer goods from the producer to the consumer. He earns profit from this activity. 6. What is home trade? Answer. It is concerned buying and selling of goods and services within the boundary of one country. It means buyer and seller belongs to same country. This trade is known as internal trade or domestic trade. 7. Entrepôt trade. goods are imported from one country, those same goods export to another country is called as interport trade. Example, India buys petrol from Haran and also export to Sri Lanka. This process is in 3 countries. 8. Transportation. There is vast distance between centers of production, centers of consumption. This difficulty is removed by the transportation. Transport create place utility. There are several kinds of transports such as air, water, land. The geographical distance is removed by the producer or consumer. 9. What is warehousing? There is time gap between production and consumption. In other words, goods which are produced at one time not consume at the same time, hence it is becomes arrangement or storage. Agricultural commodities like wheat, paddy produce one time but consume throughout the year. 10. What is Kartha? Head of joint family. Hindu undivided family is known as Kartha. He has to right manage of business and other members assist him. The senior most male member in the family acts as Kartha. He is the key person in other matters. After death, Kartha, the next person male member, takes his position. The Kartha makes all the contracts on behalf of fame. His word is final, binding all the members. 11. What is Dayabhaga? The school of Hindu law prevailed in only Assam, West Bengal state. All the provisions Mithakshara holds could, except some features under this right of property comes to a co-person or succession and not by birth share or clamden. Joint family does not fluctuate on the basis of birth death of a member. The right would be passed on to next generation. Only death of Kartha takes place as a member type of this family.